You ate breakfast this morning and by 10 a.m., you were hungry again. Or maybe it hits you every afternoon around 2 or 3 p.m. The energy just drops out from under you and you reach for coffee or something sweet. Then the cycle starts all over again. Most people think that's just how their body works, but it's not. That pattern has a name, a mechanism, and a fix. So by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what's happening inside your body and 5 evidence-based strategies to stop it. Because this isn't just about feeling tired. Blood sugar spikes are driving weight gain, cravings, diabetes, liver disease, and cardiovascular risk in people who have no idea it's happening. I'm Dr. Kabir Haricharan Singh, a physician who's board certified in both family and obesity medicine. And before we get further into it, here's a quick disclaimer. Even though I'm a doctor, I'm not your doctor. This is educational information only, not personal medical advice. Always discuss decisions about your health with your own doctor first. Okay, every time you eat carbohydrates, your body breaks them down into glucose, which enters your bloodstream so you can use it. But your pancreas detects that increase in blood sugar and releases insulin, whose job is to move glucose into your cells to be used for energy. This whole process is normal, healthy, and essential, but the problem is when glucose rises too high and too fast. Here's the way I like to think about it. Imagine you're driving a car. A healthy blood sugar response is like smoothly accelerating. It's gradual and controlled. But a blood sugar spike is like flooring the gas pedal, and what goes up fast always comes down hard. That crash is what you feel at 2 in the afternoon, the hunger an hour after breakfast, and that's the brain fog. And here's what makes this even more interesting. Research from Michael Snyder's lab at Stanford showed that even people without diabetes can experience significant glucose spikes, and that the same meal can produce dramatically different responses in different people because our blood sugar response is more individualized than most of us realize, which means your blood sugar may be spiking regularly without you even knowing it. At this point, you might be wondering, why do I care about these blood sugar spikes? Well, here's what repeated glucose spikes actually do to your body over time. First, they make you hungrier, not fuller. When glucose spikes, insulin spikes, which causes glucose to drop. When glucose drops fast, your brain interprets that as an emergency, and it sends hunger signals, which cause cravings, but with a strong pull towards sugar or carbs. This is why you can eat a full bowl of cereal and feel hungry 2 hours later. Second, they promote fat storage. Insulin isn't just a blood sugar regulating hormone. It's also a storage hormone. When insulin is chronically elevated, your body can't easily access stored body fat because it's telling your body it's time to store energy, not use it. Unfortunately, this is one of the most underappreciated mechanisms behind stubborn weight gain. Next, they drive liver disease. Excess glucose that isn't used immediately gets converted to fat inside the liver. Do this repeatedly over years, and it contributes to things like metabolic dysfunction associated steatotic liver disease, formerly called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease or just fatty liver. One of the fastest growing metabolic conditions worldwide and a big driver of many other chronic disease. And finally, they stress your cardiovascular system. Glucose spikes after a meal generate oxidative stress and inflammation. Your body doesn't just care about your average blood sugar, it cares about the blood sugar roller coaster because that variability is damaging and quite stressful on your body. Okay, now let's talk about what's actually causing these spikes. Most of us are aware of the obvious culprits like sodas, sweetened drinks, candy, cookies, cake, white bread, and pasta. But there are foods people eat because they think they're being healthy, but they sneakily affect your blood sugar. These are things like fruit juice, even 100% pure, smoothies, especially without protein or fat, flavored oatmeal and granola, sweetened yogurt, breakfast cereals, including ones marketed as heart healthy, white rice, and bagels. The reason these foods cause blood sugar spikes is because they are rapidly digested, which causes glucose to enter the bloodstream fast, and your pancreas has to scramble to keep up, which puts you back on that blood sugar insulin roller coaster I mentioned earlier. But it's not just what you eat, it's also how you eat it. So let's talk about what to do using strategies that are backed by research. Strategy number 1, eat protein first. Studies show that eating protein and vegetables before carbohydrates can significantly reduce blood sugar spikes, especially after meals, because the order you eat your food in changes the rate at which glucose enters the bloodstream. So instead of bread, then protein, then vegetables, try protein, then vegetables, and then carbs last. because this causes the glucose to enter your bloodstream more slowly. Strategy number 2, increase protein at breakfast. Protein slows down gastric emptying, meaning food moves more slowly from your stomach into your small intestines, which blunts the glucose response, increases satiety, that feeling of fullness, and reduces hunger for hours. For some folks, swapping that carb-heavy breakfast for a protein-first breakfast can improve their energy throughout the day. So instead of cereal, a granola bar, or a bagel, try eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a protein shake, which you can add to your coffee to jazz up the flavor and cut out the use of that creamer. Strategy number 3, walk after meals. This is the highest return on investment strategy in this entire video. Research consistently shows that walking after meals, even for just 10 minutes, improves glucose disposal because your muscles act as a glucose sink, pulling sugar out of the bloodstream and using it for the movement. And this leads us to strategy number 4, build muscle. Skeletal muscle is the largest glucose disposal organ in the body. So the more muscle you have, the more glucose your body can absorb efficiently. And even at rest, it's starting to work. So that's why resistance training is such a powerful tool for metabolic health. Strategy number 5, protect your sleep. Poor sleep dramatically increases insulin resistance, and studies show that even a few nights of sleep restriction can significantly impair your ability to regulate your blood glucose. If you're sleeping 5 or 6 hours a night, you might be starting your day off at a metabolic disadvantage before you even eat breakfast. When it comes to metabolic health, sleep isn't a luxury, it's foundational. Changing gears a little bit, you may have seen some people wearing these small sensors on their arms to track their blood sugar in real time. Well, these are called continuous glucose monitors, or CGMs, and they've gone from being a diabetes management tool to a mainstream biohacking device. So, do you need one? The honest answer is maybe, but probably not yet. For some people, CGMs are genuinely valuable. They can show you exactly which foods spike your glucose, how exercise affects your levels, and how sleep impacts your metabolism overnight. But a CGM is a tool, not a solution. And for most people, the bigger opportunities are in the fundamentals. Meaning, most people will see dramatic improvement in their metabolic health simply by prioritizing protein, building muscle through resistance training, walking after meals, sleeping 7 to 9 hours, and reducing visceral fat. When you master those, then a CGM becomes a more precision tool. Okay, if you take nothing else from this video, at least take these 5 things. Prioritize protein at every meal, especially breakfast. Eat protein and vegetables before carbohydrates. Walk for 10 minutes after meals. Build muscle through resistance training, and protect your sleep. Do these consistently, and you won't just improve your blood sugar. You'll improve your energy, your body composition, your metabolic health, and your quality of life. If this video was useful, please subscribe and share it with others who you think will benefit from it, and I'll see you in the next one.